Hello, everybody. This is Taco Movie Talks, episode 8. And this movie and format, well, if you watched Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, it's a different format. We're doing one movie at a time. And as the title says, it's Golgo 13, The Professional, which is a really good anime movie and a movie that I certainly would have never ever found probably without Letterbox, which it's so cool in that use as a social media because man, you follow enough people, you're going to get some really different recommendations that you probably would have never went down that road. I mean, animated film is certainly not something that I'm well versed in, but I'm not averse to it either. So I'll see stuff like this come out, and if the animation style looks cool, I'm totally down to watch it. But it's not something that I can find super easily on my own or not something that I necessarily go looking for, but when it comes across my path, that catches my eye, much like this one did, I get to watch something really cool, which is, I think, what you really look for in a social media. You have your interests in when it can help kind of enlighten you to something that you may or may not have ever experienced without it. That's the beauty of social media. And also, I hope something like that is happening at this very moment where you would have never ever checked out this movie if it wasn't for watching this review on it. And maybe you saw this title and you're like, well, damn, that sounds like a weird title. I wonder what this movie is about. And I like what the animation style looks like from the title screen of this video. And I like the sound of this guy's voice. Well, if any of that makes any sense to you, and I hope it does, but may not, like and subscribe because I really appreciate it. We're we're getting close to 50, which it might sound really insignificant, but for a channel that was only created weeks ago when I first started making these videos, it means a lot to me. And it's pretty darn cool to know that there are people out there who listen to this and maybe even enjoy it. Um, but on that note, because it does mean a lot to me, all of your opinions, I just wanted to see, is this the type of format that you like? If it is, please let me know, because if it isn't, I'm sure you might be more compelled to tell me to go back to the new one. So if you do like it, be sure to let me know. If you don't like it, be sure to let me know because I want to do something that is more enjoyable for you, and this seemed to make more sense. And even though it is, there's more challenges to breaking it up like this, I thought it would be better because if you maybe you only saw this movie and I covered 5 movies this week, well, I don't want you to have to click around, but at the same time, maybe you like to be able to put this on in the background and listen to it whenever you're doing something else or while you're working, what have you. So for those reasons, let me know because I want to cater to the audience, and I hope that you do take that into consideration and do the do the subscription and also comment your thoughts. But without further ado, without babbling too much, let's go into Golgo 13, The Professional by Osamu Dizaki. And this one is an 80s product, but it's not dated whatsoever in the animation style. And quite frankly, I thought the character designs, the animation style, the music and the backstories, the writing for these characters is really, really cool. So, we have kind of a Japanese James Bond, not even more of like an assassin for hire type character who is given an assignment to kill a big business mobile's son, and then we move on further. He ends up killing a high profile target by the name of, I think it's Dr. Z, and that's kind of its own cool little side plot that progresses us until the first storyline is able to kind of mature fully enough. Then we get to the father of the first person assassinated, really trying to get revenge for the death of his son. He finds out that Golgo was responsible for it. He brings on the help of Snake, who is a pretty top tier assassin himself, who's pretty slippery like a snake. And then we have Gold and Silver, who are brought on afterwards as it becomes imminent that Golgo is going to come to the big business building where the guy trying to kill him works and stays. So this one's really cool. Really cool action shots, really cool plot, super dope backstories. I guess the the one thing that I wasn't fond of, and then we're gonna get back. This is a compliment sandwich. Is the sexualization of animation? Is just that's not my bag. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not judging whatsoever. And I know that sounds very judgmental when someone's like, "Oh, I'm not judging. I'm not judging." That kind of sounds like there's an inherent judgment behind it. You can look at that and just not feel anything towards it. So I guess you could make your own decisions about me as a person that I feel awkward watching that. I should be able to just kind of look at it and be like, yeah, whatever, you know, just not a big deal. But yeah, it was a little bit weird and it felt a little over the top. Maybe I could have gone without that, but I guess it was important to one of the relationships, and I guess to maybe putting some oomph in the punch of more relationships. I guess you could say that it was necessary. Could they have done it more subtly in a way that wasn't so in your face about it? Yeah, maybe. But it's animation and you're able to get away with that stuff. So, smoke them if you got them, I guess. But that was cool. There was also another thing where it's like they had Snake, who was supposed to be the big battle, and then they brought in these two characters, Silver and Gold, with a really cool backstory. But when they did that, I'm like, so the first ones who are going to encounter Golgo are not making it through. I mean, it could have been something really cool where it's like, oh, maybe they throw one of the three at him, gets through him seemingly, gets through the other two, and then the first opponent comes back, and then who knows? Like maybe the bad guy will overcome at the very end and give us an ending we weren't expecting at all. And then I don't want to that may or may not happen, right? But I mean, spoiler alert, uh, just given that plausible deniability. But yeah, I mean, Snake faces him first, for those of you who saw it, and he gets dealt with, and you kind of have a feeling that's going to happen because why introduce these guys if you're not going to make use of them in battle, right? Like our good guy's not going to die before we get to see these guys do their work. So minor nitpick, I know, as are most of my nitpicks, but there's a lot. This is a cool, um, stylized movie. If you like animation, and definitely starting to like it more and more as I see it, check it out. It's pretty damn cool, especially if you like kind of like spy-esque movies. If you want like a different take on the James Bond type or like an anti-hero, I feel like Golgo is a really good example of an anti-hero. And I know this is funny to be stating this all after I'm like spoiler alert, but if you made it this far and you haven't watched it yet, I don't think I spoiled enough to you'll definitely be able to still enjoy this movie. So check it out if you haven't already. because it's pretty damn cool, and I think you'll really like the animation style, and I think it pulls actual, like, physical pages or, like, boxes from the actual manga. Like how the comic books, there's like, different sections that are like, you know, just that picture. It's like they actually, it's like a freeze frame where it seems like it's actually pulled directly out of the book of the manga. It's really cool in doing that. A lot of really cool animations in this one. So for that very reason, all the things I stated, I gave this one a 3.5 stars out of 5. Pretty good. So definitely give it a watch and give this video a like, and also be sure to subscribe because I really do appreciate it. And we're on the road to 50, and hopefully maybe by the time you're watching this, we are well past 50. Uh that's the dream, isn't it? Anyways, I appreciate you all and I hope you liked this video. And if you did, again, be sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate you all, and I will catch you on the flippity floop.